tuning into TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is Communion Sunday, and we're going to make some oat yogurt in the Instapot. So, a couple of things that you need. We need some old-fashioned oats, okay? So, you don't want to get the quick or instant oats. You want old-fashioned, plain, run-of-the-mill oats, okay? Just some oats. A sweetener, like I have some maple syrup here, and I have some honey. If you want flavoring like vanilla, then you can use that. You need a milk bag or something to strain the oats out of to make the milk. So you can use like an old t-shirt, some cheesecloth, like whatever you have that you can strain it. You can use a strainer and put like some coffee filters in there. You can get creative with it, but whatever you find to strain it. We need a whisk. You need the pot, and then your Instapot. Okay, and it doesn't take very long. So let's get started. So in my blender, I have 2 cups of oats and 3 cups of water. Now, I use distilled water because y'all know how I feel about my water. You want to make sure that it's room temperature or cold water because you don't want the oats to cook, and you want the oats to soak for about 10 minutes, okay? So these have been soaking for about 10 minutes. Like I said, this is in my food processor. They're just regular old-fashioned oats. I'm going to get this blended up. We're going to strain it, and then we'll get to making the yogurt, okay? Oh, you need some yogurt. Okay, some previous yogurt if you want the cultured. But okay, so let's get started. So I'm gonna just blend this up. Okay, so you don't want to blend for too long just because you don't want to make it oatmeal. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off, move this back. Yes, I do rearrange my kitchen sometimes just to show y'all this stuff, but it's okay because I love y'all. All right, so we have our oat milk now, but we got to strain. See that? You got to strain the oats out of it. So I have this milk bag. I just keep reusing it. I like to do it inside out because if you do it right side in, the fibers of the oats and stuff get caught up in here. So I like to do it inside out because it makes it easier for cleaning. Okay, so we have our bag, and we're just going to pour it in here so we can strain it. Now, this is a thicker milk. This isn't like for like drinking or the thickness I would usually have for cooking with. Like if I'm making macaroni and cheese or something like that, or cake or something. This is a little thicker than what I would have. If you don't want your yogurt that thick, then you can add a little bit more water. But just remember, we're going to cook this and it's going to thicken up so that you can turn it into yogurt. And it's really just strain it. You see how all that comes out? That's why I said you can use an old t-shirt. You can use some cheesecloth. You can use a strainer with coffee filters or something in it. Just get creative. Do not use paper towel though. Okay? Because even the mightiest of the Bounty, I don't think will hold up to this. Okay? But all I'm doing is just squeezing that milk out. Make sure your hands are clean. I think that goes without saying on this show right now. Make sure your hands are clean. You washed your hands. You don't want no nasty hands doing this. Okay? So we're just going to strain it. And as you can see, it is a little messy. I'm not going to do all of this because I still have quite a bit of yogurt left. I'm going to turn the rest of this into some oat milk for drinking purposes. Because like I said, I still have quite a bit of, still have enough yogurt for the rest of the week. But I wanted to show you guys this. All right, so that's good. I'm going to leave the rest in here because I'm going to thin it out. So let me wash my hands. Okay, so now that we have it, and as you can see, it is kind of thick. You see how coating it is in there? That's because it's thick. It's on the thicker side. So I'm going to put this on the stove. Let me bring you in closer so you can see what I'm doing. So one moment. All right, so I'm about to put this on a medium heat. And then I'm just going to stir it because it's going to get thick, and it's going to get thick rather quick, okay? Because it's already kind of thick because of the amount of water that we use. But as this heats up, it's going to thicken up. And once it gets to the consistency that you like your yogurt, you may want it a little bit thicker just because we're going to add the maple syrup and the vanilla and stuff to it. But you wanted the consistency of whatever you want your yogurt to be. Now, some of the benefits of this particular yogurt is that one is made out of oat milk, and we know oats are good because they are high in fiber. So you do get some of that fiber in the milk. Not as much as you would if you ate the oatmeal, but you still get some of that fiber in this. And you know the fiber and stuff helps to lower cholesterol. That's another thing benefit of oats is it does help to lower your cholesterol. Now, when it comes to the yogurt part of it, the live cultures in the yogurt are actually probiotics, which are bacteria, and that bacteria helps to maintain the flora in your gut. So it's good for gut health and keeps it healthy and keeps the waste flowing like it should. Okay, so that's the benefit of eating yogurt and why it's such a popular thing. Like I said, I'm just waiting on this to heat up. You don't want your fire too high because you don't want to burn it. If you burn this, that's it. You're gonna have to start all over. So let me wait for this to heat up. I'm gonna grab the Instapot and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, guys. And again, you see it's thickening up now. Like I said, once it gets to the consistency, which is right there, I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, so you see how that is? Almost like mashed potatoes. The mashed potatoes you don't need the gravy with. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool. And then we're gonna add our vanilla. We're gonna add our sweetener, and then we're gonna add the yogurt I have. So I'm using leftover yogurt. If you're making this, you can use whatever kind of yogurt you want. Just make sure that it's alive cultures, that it has alive cultures in it, because that's what's going to give you that flora, the probiotics for your flora. Okay. So I'm gonna just come back once this is cooled off, and then we'll get our other ingredients added. Okay, so the oats have cooled. I did thin this out just a little because it was just a little too thick for me. And I'm just gonna add the vanilla. You can add however much or however little you want. This is to your taste, your liking, not somebody else's. And that's the good thing about making it yourself is that you can control how much sweetener you use. So that was a little bit of maple syrup. And I'm about to add a touch of honey. So like I said, you can use as little or as much as you like because, again, this is for you and not somebody else. So I'm just get this stirred up. Now you can taste it to make sure it's sweet enough for you or that you use enough vanilla. Because, again, this is to your tasting, not somebody else's. Now, it's not going to taste, that wasn't enough. It's not going to taste exactly like the yogurt will just because it's going to taste a little bit like oatmeal right now. But that's why we're adding all this to it. And once we get it in the Instapot, along with the previous dollop of yogurt that we had, the flavoring will come out to be a little more like yogurt. Okay? Right, so that's going to do it for me. But you see how that thinned it out some? That's why I said you want to be careful on how thick you make it. You want to make it just a tad thicker than what you really want. Okay, so this is the previous oat yogurt I had. So this is the one that has the cultures in it already. And I'm going to add this to this mixture here because, again, it's already cooled. All right. And blend this up. And then we're going to get this in the Instapot. So I'm not using, well, actually, let me finish mixing this first. Okay. Now I'm going to move you to where you can see. Well, actually, I'll just do this. So I'm going to use this bowl right here instead of this big giant bowl for the Instapot comes in because it's not necessary, and this one will fit inside the Instapot. Okay, so I'm going to transfer the yogurt to this smaller bowl. I just need a spatula. Okay, so here we go. Look at that. Ooh, look how good that is. And it'll get silkier once it completes the process. You might be like, it's a little chunky to you. Well, it'll thin out once we finish the process. Okay. All right, so let me get this into the Instapot, and then I'm gonna show you what the timer is, how you set it up. Okay, one moment. Okay, so you see how this bowl fits nicely inside of here? So I can just lift it out very easily, and it has enough space around it. All right, so I'm gonna get the top on this Instapot. And you want to make sure that the steamer part is to no steam. So this is where it releases, and then this is where it sets. Okay, so you want to make sure it's closed. Okay, and then as far as the setting goes, there is a setting that says yogurt. So I'm gonna hit the yogurt setting, and it's set for 12 hours. Okay, so we're just gonna leave this and come back in 12 hours. Okay, so it's been the allotted 12 hours. And the only thing I did was I took this right out of the Instapot, put cover over it, you know, with aluminum foil, and stuck it in the refrigerator. Now you're going to be tempted to stir it up. Do not stir it up, okay? So just let it sit, okay? And so this is what we have, all right? Now I'm going to mix it up. And now we have yogurt, okay? Now, I like mine a little thicker. If you like yours a little runnier, that's fine. You know, you make it to the consistency that you want your yogurt to be. Okay? Now, here, I'm just going to put some in this bowl, because this is actually about to be my breakfast. And I'll show y'all how I like to eat yogurt. Because I'm going to make this and a green drink, and I'm going to call it one. So I have some frozen strawberries that I just left out so that they can unthaw. So I'm going to add those on top. Same thing with the blueberries. You can use fresh or whatever else you like. And then this is some granola that I made. It is grain-free, so there's no oats or anything. This was just nuts and fruit that I threw in the dehydrator. So I may show you guys how I do that. And then I'm just going to put that on top. Oop. So I may show you guys how I do that in another video. Okay? I'm not gonna say when, because I don't know when that's gonna be. But there you have it, your yogurt. And like I said, you make it so you can make it taste like whatever you want. Another tip I'm gonna give you is, if you have a favorite yogurt, like me, I like So Delicious. They have a key lime one, and theirs is made with coconut. Now, the So Delicious does not have any live cultures in it, okay? So it will basically be the whole process that we made with the oat milk, except for you just wouldn't put any, live cultures in it. So you wouldn't add any of the leftover yogurt. You wouldn't put that in there. And that would just give you like a yogurt alternative or something that's like yogurt, but not exactly, okay? If you're trying to make the yogurts with like almond milk or coconut milk or something that doesn't thicken on its own, then that's when you have to add something to it. I haven't done it yet. It's one of the things I do want to try is to make some coconut yogurt, because I do have some agar-agar, which is a algae that would actually help to thicken it up. So I'm going to try that one day. But the point I'm trying to make is if you have a yogurt already that you like the flavor of it, you like the taste of it, you can add it to this before you put it in the Instapot or even afterwards. And what it'll do is it'll combine with what you have and give the whole thing that same flavor. Okay? So that's something else that you can do as well, is you can use that kind of flavoring to it to give it a little, to make it taste like whatever you want. But that's yogurt in the Instapot. It's just that simple, just that easy. And like I said, you're doing it with the oats. It's very inexpensive, and really just takes one day. That's it. You're really looking at one day. So, but that's it. That's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you got content out of this, some chances are someone else did as well. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow.